Hiya Peter, lovely to meet up with you at the range once again yesterday and do some further work on your game. Just a quick recap of the key point that we covered. Once again, we've got to release this forward bend. I've dug up this footage of your first visit, and one of the problems you've got is the side bend to the right that's created at address is maintained, and that's the reason why we move down and across to the right during the backswing. So the forward bend and the tilt to the right is maintained, pretty much due to the previous work you've done on trying to maintain the flex in the right knee, trying to restrict with the hips, and trying to turn the left shoulder behind the ball. And you can see one little checkpoint here is that the right hip is actually lower than the left. So even though we're extending, or we're trying to, if you will, straighten the trail leg, we're not extending in the pelvis area, and we're certainly not extending in the thoracic, the upper spine, in that swing. So the drill we gave you was to actually put this right hip in a more desirable position before you start. Remember, the role of the right hip is to work up and back during the golf swing. So we've put that prop in there before we start. The minute you do that, you create the side bend to the left that you're struggling to achieve. So remember what we should have at address with the golf swing. We should have a situation where we side bend to the right, and then during the time and space of the backswing, that side bend becomes a side bend to the left. It's not massively visible, but there are key checkpoints you can use when videoing your own swing, as we discussed yesterday. So with the prop in there, with the right hip moved higher, we're already side bending to the right, so you can see the left shoulder works down a little bit more comfortably than it did before. We're starting to now get rid of that forward bend, so we're not tilted away from the target quite as much at this stage of the swing. And then as we get to the top of the backswing, we continue to extend and continue to work the left shoulder down. You can see the degree of freedom in the butt of the golf club, and the left arm has improved. So we've got the left arm travelling to here, and now we've got the left arm travelling much further due to the improved extension and the side bending to the left. And if we look a line across the hips, the right hip now is a little bit higher than the left, a sign that you've extended the pelvis as well as the thoracic. So towards the end of your session, there we are with the side bend to the right. Much better setup than on your first visit. Left shoulder still working across a little bit too quick. Needs to be working down a little bit more on this angle. That allows you to push away from the golf ball, unfortunately, and still maintain a little bit of the forward bend that you had at address. Having said that, the side bend to the left is beginning to kick in, and the forward bend that's been maintained is not as substantial. The top of the backswing, the butt of the club has travelled further, and as we discussed yesterday, the centre of the shoulder turn is in a slightly more appropriate position than it was on your first visit. So yes, you can play golf that way. Put the prop in, go ahead, make your swing, side bend into the left, centered shoulder turn, good impact position, much better through the ball than what we're seeing on your first visit, and a swing line that's much more in line. Good luck with it. Keep putting the prop in, keep working the left shoulder down, and keep extending the spine and the pelvis. Good luck with it, and I look forward to seeing you again in 3 or 4 weeks time. Well done.